Life in these rugged highlands demands more than just endurance. It requires a bold presence.
A striking display of color serves as a vital signal across the frozen landscape. With every calculated step along the precipice, it masters its unforgiving domain. In the brief warmth of morning, the alpine meadow offers a vital chance to forage. Every patch of earth on this steep incline must be thoroughly searched for food. Tucked away in the cliffside, the nest provides a fragile shield against the high-altitude wilderness. High on the windswept ridges, the first fragile sign of a new generation appears. Fortifying the home becomes an immediate priority as alpine weather turns unpredictable. By the second day, the dedication pays off, doubling the chances of survival. In the highest reaches, winter forces a shared struggle for survival among unique mountain dwellers. For the female, every dry twig and blade of grass is a vital shield against the freezing wind. By day 3, the ultimate goal is achieved: 3 precious eggs secured against the elements. High above the winter line, survival means guarding the future with absolute stillness. But on these exposed crags, a silent hunter is already tracking the scent. A watchful sentinel stands ready to defend the nesting grounds below. On these harsh alpine slopes, every scrap of food is vital for survival. Hidden in the cliffs, a new generation waits in a fragile clutch of 4 eggs. By day 4, the long, patient trial of incubation has truly begun. Every piece of alpine debris is carefully placed to insulate the fragile clutch against the bitter mountain air.
6 days into incubation, she must rotate the eggs regularly to ensure even development.
Settling back down, she remains a vigilant shield against the cold.
By the 10th day of incubation, the necessity for structural reinforcement becomes critical.
As alpine gales threaten the nest, she must seal all gaps with her own body. Winter returns without warning to these high-altitude peaks, testing every species to its absolute limit. As winter tightens its grip on the high alpine forest, survival becomes a matter of endurance. By day 15, the relentless wind tests the limits of the nesting mother. She must anchor herself down, shielding her precious clutch from the biting alpine chill. As the storm intensifies, every movement becomes a calculated choice for survival. 5 fragile lives, completely dependent on her unwavering warmth.
Exposure means certain death, and she must seal out the freezing air entirely.
Out on the exposed slopes, vigilance is the key to enduring the harsh winter conditions.
Finding food beneath the frozen crust requires persistent effort from every member of the flock. And
by day 20, the mother remains resolute, her warmth the only shield against the freezing air.
Every shift in stance is a calculated defense against the encroaching sub-zero alpine winds. With her clutch completely insulated, she prepares to endure the worst of the sub-zero front.
Meanwhile, her mate braves the exposed barrens to keep watch over their territory. Across the high-altitude plateau, survivors brave the freezing winds in search of food.
Its brilliant plumage serves as a stunning contrast to the stark winter landscape.
A powerful territorial call echoes across the silent, frozen peaks.
High on the vertical rock faces, the female remains perfectly camouflaged within her nest. The brightly colored male returns, careful not to disrupt the fragile bond or draw unwanted attention. Beneath her feathers lie 3 mottled eggs, the sole focus of this perilous nesting season.
Danger looms close by as an alpine predator searches for its next meal.
Unaware of the threat, the male monal tirelessly works the forest floor for food. A sudden sound breaks his focus. High-altitude survival demands constant vigilance.
With predators near, vigilance is the key to survival on these exposed alpine slopes. In the absence of his mate, the male ensures the precious clutch remains secure. A breakthrough. But a new life enters a world where danger is already waiting. Inside the fragile shell, the struggle for life begins with a single, exhausting effort. Emerging into the cold alpine air, the newborn is wet, exhausted, and utterly vulnerable. A fragile cry sounds out, marking the arrival of a new generation in the mountains.
Sheltered from the alpine chill, the newly hatched siblings rely completely on parental warmth. Within hours, their eyes begin to open, adapting slowly to the high-altitude glare.
Instinct drives a demanding chorus, signaling the urgent need for a parent's return.
Within the safety of the nest, the growing chicks begin to explore their own movements.
For the first time, a single chick ventures beyond the edge of the woven straw.
Driven by instinct, it tests its hunting skills on a small earthworm.
Leaving the safety of the nest, the mother guides her vulnerable brood across the treacherous, exposed slopes. Against the biting mountain winds, her own body becomes their ultimate shield. In this frozen wilderness, survival is measured in the warmth shared between parent and offspring. As the biting wind relents momentarily, the young chicks venture out to test their surroundings. Every movement is a lesson in survival on these unforgiving slopes. Under the watchful eye of their mother, the brood finds brief respite on a patch of highland green.
High on the exposed ridges, vigilance is the key to the family's survival. Within just a few weeks, the young brood begins to grow rapidly.
By day 40, her constant care ensures they are ready for the next stage.
The mother guides her growing chicks, uncovering protein-rich larvae essential for their development.
At 40 days old, their survival depends entirely on these fleeting moments of abundance.
In the shadow of these towering peaks, the young brood faces the true scale of their unforgiving world.
As the mountain cold deepens, survival depends entirely on the mother's protection.
But in these high valleys, predators are never far behind.
Every sound, every shifting shadow, could signal the ultimate test of survival.
High above the valley, the mother senses an approaching shift in the wind. A pack of D-holes moves with purpose, tracking scents carried up from the lower ridges. Navigating the treacherous high ridges, They close in on the nesting grounds.
Every step across these exposed, crumbling slopes exposes the fragile young to hidden dangers.
Instinct tells them to freeze, but the very mountain beneath them is shifting. A sudden collapse. The fragile trail turns into a deadly chute of falling stone. The collapsing terrain forces the fragile hatchlings into a desperate race for survival. Against all odds, 80 days later, the young survivors have adapted to the high peaks.
Rich in protein, these alpine beetles provide the vital energy needed for the coming winter.
High above the alpine meadows, a master predator watches, shifting the balance of survival.
A single warning call breaks the silence. Danger is approaching fast.
Every movement is silent, deliberate, and deadly on these unforgiving slopes. In the high altitudes, danger can instantly vanish back into the shadows of the stone.
But the snowcock family faces more than one predator on these unforgiving slopes.
A brutal but necessary toll for survival in this mountain ecosystem.
The predator moves quickly to secure its prize, but the high-altitude terrain offers no easy escape. In a desperate bid to save her remaining brood, the mother bird launches a furious counterattack.
She refuses to back down, risking her own life to drive the intruder away.
Relentless pressure forces the predator to abandon its prize and retreat into the fog. Against incredible odds, the mother's fierce defense has saved her vulnerable offspring. In these unforgiving peaks, life persists through absolute devotion. With the predator gone, the family reunites to forage on the unforgiving alpine slopes.
Every day is a trek across vast alpine slopes, framed by towering frozen peaks.
In these brief moments of calm, finding food is their sole focus. Every pebble must be turned as the young search for vital nutrients. In these high altitudes, even temporary puddles provide crucial hydration. Working together increases their chances of uncovering scarce alpine seeds. On these high slopes, vigilance is the key to enduring the harsh alpine climate.
Every step through the open terrain requires absolute caution to avoid drawing unwanted attention.
Spurred by a sudden instinct, they move quickly across the exposed pathways.
Even in these barren highlands, the earth yields tiny morsels of sustenance.
Constant vigilance is required. The open slopes offer little cover from predators above.
Foraging in numbers not only increases their success rate, but also provides safety. High among the ridges, every scrap of mountain flora provides vital nourishment.
Further up the slopes, a new generation begins its perilous journey into the alpine wilderness.
Every unsteady step across this unstable ground is a lesson in survival. By day 190, the young chick practices vigorously for its ultimate survival test.
With a sudden leap, it takes to the air, launching into the immense alpine skies.
As darkness falls, subtle hints of iridescent blue mark the arrival of adulthood.
With the morning light, foraging begins across the nutrient-rich alpine floor.
By day 210, a spectacular transformation unfolds.
Now fully matured, the male navigates the unforgiving terrain with ease.
Climbing higher into the rocky barrens, the mature male prepares for transit.
With a final flash of iridescent color, it launches into the abyss. This immense mountain kingdom demands absolute resilience from its inhabitants. As winter tightens its grip, the high-altitude landscape transforms into a frozen fortress. Every branch is locked in ice, testing the endurance of the creatures that rely on them. Yet beneath the frost, the first signs of a delicate thaw begin to emerge. As spring touches the lower slopes, life blooms in the shadow of the peaks. But in this unforgiving terrain, danger is never far away.
Every feature is perfectly evolved to survive and hunt in the freezing cold.
As dawn breaks over the ridges, the alpine slopes come alive with hidden colors.
Foraging below the tree line, it searches for sustenance hidden beneath the frozen pine needles.
Every movement catches the light, displaying a spectacular armor of iridescent colors.
As winter begins to thaw, fast-flowing glacial rivers carve new pathways through the high-altitude valleys.
The freezing currents sculpt intricate ice formations along the shore, creating a perilous barrier.
Higher up the slopes, fierce winds signal an impending storm, threatening the nesting grounds.
In these treacherous altitudes, even the quietest residents must remain constantly vigilant against hidden threats.
A rare moment of connection in a world defined by survival.
Higher up in the canopy, other specialized creatures find sanctuary within the ancient, moss-draped branches.
In these high canopies, a moment of rest ensures vital energy is conserved for the cold night ahead.
Higher up, along the wind-swept ridges, the true masters of the alpine terrain emerge. Every breath is a testament to the extreme survival tactics required in this frozen world.
Even the smallest inhabitants must adapt to the unforgiving mountain climate.
Higher up, larger residents find safe havens amidst the ancient trees.
Glacial meltwaters carve powerful lifelines through these ancient valleys. As winter tightens its grip, the mountain's permanent residents must rely on ancient territory markers.
Scent marking leaves a crucial trace for others navigating these isolated ridges.
In this unforgiving high-altitude terrain, every movement is a calculated step toward survival. Even the smallest shift in the wind can alert a musk deer to an observer.
Reassured, it returns to marking its territory along the ancient migratory routes.
These elongated canine teeth are formidable tools for survival in an unforgiving world.